Hello everyone, welcome to ITLS Academy. Our topic for today's lecture is Principles and Practice of Sterilization, and this is part 1 of Principles and Practices. First of all, we will see introduction. First point is sterilization is an essential stage in the processing of any product destined for parenteral administration or for contact with broken skin, mucosal surfaces, or internal organs where the threat of infection exists. Next point is sterilization processes involve the application of a biocidal agent or physical microbial removal process to a product or preparation with the object of killing or removing all microorganisms. These processes may involve elevated temperature, a reactive gas, irradiation, or filtration through a microorganism proof filter. Next point. It must be remembered, however, that with all articles to be sterilized, there is a potential risk of product damage, which for a pharmaceutical preparation may result in reduced therapeutic efficacy or patient acceptability. A suitable sterilization process may then be selected to ensure maximum microbial kill or removal with minimum product deterioration. Here you can see list of some type of indicators, their sterilization methods, principles, devices are given. Let's see all of these one by one. In the first column there is indicator, sterilization methods, principle, device and parameter monitored. If indicator is physical, then sterilization method will be radiation. It will be based on principle of recording charts. Device used will be recording charts and parameter monitored will be a radiation dose. You have to monitor radiation given radiation or radiation dose for the monitoring. Next comes if indicator is chemical, then sterilization methods will be radiation. Principle will be radiochronic chemicals. Device for the chemical indicators will be plastic device impregnated with radiosensitive chemicals which undergo color changes at relative low radiation doses. Parameter monitored will be only indicate exposure to radiation. Here, one another principal dosimeter device is also involved, and if it is based on the dosimeter principle, then device used will be acidified ferric ammonium sulfate solutions respond to irradiation by dose related changes in their optical density. Monitored parameter will be accurately measures radiation doses. Next comes, if the indicator is biological, then sterilization method will be radiation. You can see whether it is indicator is physical, chemical or biological. In all these three indicators, sterilization method used is radiation in all three indicators. In the case of biological indicator, principle is a radiation sensitive microbes. Device used will be Bacillus pumilus and the parameter monitored will be D value. Next point comes sensitivity of microorganisms. First point is the general pattern of resistance of microorganisms to biological or biocidal sterilization processes is independent of the type of agent employed, and these agents are heat, radiation or gases. The sterilization process will be independent of these heat, radiation or gas. With vegetative forms of bacteria and fungi, along with larger viruses showing a greater sensitivity to sterilization processes than small viruses and bacterial or fungal spores. Ideally, when considering the level of treatment necessary to achieve sterility, a knowledge of the type and total number of microorganisms present in a product together with their likely response to the proposed treatment is necessary. Next point is a sterilization process may thus be developed without a full microbiological background to the product, instead being based on the ability to deal with a worst case condition. However, the infectious agents responsible for spongiform encephalopathies such as bovine spongiform encephalopathy like BSE exhibit exceptional degree of resistance to all non-lethal agents. Here comes survivor curves. You can see this diagram is showing the survivor curves. In this diagram, on the x-axis, heating time or radiation dose is given, while on the y-axis, surviving fraction is given. This survivor curve is for the typical bacterial spores. First point in survivor curve is when exposed to a killing process, populations of microorganisms generally lose their viability in an exponential fashion, and these are independent of the initial number of organisms. This can be represented graphically with a survivor curve. Next point, of the typical curves obtained, all have a linear portion which may be continuous, like in the plot A you can see this is continuous throughout the graph, or may be modified by an initial shoulder. In B graph you can see it is modified slightly on the initial shoulder, or by a reduced rate of kill at low survivor levels, like this is graph C and this is showing low survivor levels. Furthermore, a short activation phase representing an initial increase in viable count may be seen during the heat treatment of certain bacterial spores. Survivor curves has been employed principally in the examination of heat sterilization method. This curve, survivor curve, mostly seen in the case of heat sterilization. But this can equally well be applied to any biocidal process. This is mainly involved in heat sterilization method, but it can be used for biocidal processes as well. You can see this figure. This is typical survivor curve for bacterial spores exposed to moist heat or gamma radiations. Next point is sterility assurance. The very first point is the term sterile in a microbiological context means no surviving organisms whatsoever. Thus we can say there are no degree of sterility. An item is either sterile or it is not. There is nothing in between. And so, there are no levels of contamination which may be considered negligible or insignificant and therefore acceptable. Next point is It is also evident that true sterility represented by 0. This is the main point of this line, that true sterility represented by 0 survivors. This is main point, and it can only be achieved after an infinite exposure period or radiation dose. The likelihood of a product being produced free of microorganisms is best expressed in terms of the probability of an organism surviving the treatment process, a possibility not entertained in the absolute term sterile. Next point. From this approach has arisen the concept of sterility assurance on a microbial safety index, which gives a numerical value to the probability of a single surviving organism remaining to contaminate a processed product. Here in this diagram, you can see this diagram is showing sterility assurance. On the x-axis, time is given. On the y-axis, survivors are given. Probability of survivors, that is 1 in x, is given on this side. This is graph. At y, there is literally 10 bacterium in one bottle. That is, we can say in 10 loads of single containers, there would be one chance in 10 that one load would be positive. In the case of y, this is 10 and this shows 10 to the power 1 or 10 bacterium in one bottle. Likewise, at Z, at this point, there is literally 10 to the power 6 bacterium, 10 to the power minus 6 bacterium in one bottle. That is in 1 million, 10 to the power 6, that is 1 million. It is 1 million leads to single containers. There is one chance in 1 million that one load would be positive. This is what all is shown in this particular diagram, that is showing the sterility assurance. In practice, it is generally assumed that the contaminant will have the same resistance as the test spores, unless full microbiological data are available to indicate otherwise. Here comes sterilization methods. First point, the British Pharmacopoeia in 1993 recognizes 5 methods. Although there are a lot of methods for the sterilization of pharmaceutical products are present, the methods given by British Pharmacopoeia are 5, and in this lecture series we will discuss all these 5 methods. So in 1993, 5 methods for the sterilization of pharmaceutical products are given. These 5 methods are: first point, dry heat method. Second method is heating in an autoclave, and this is steam sterilization. Most of the times in the laboratory we use autoclave method or steam sterilization method. The autoclave is something like this looking organism instrument. This have pressure valves. This will also have a pressure indicating watch. The autoclave something looks like this. This depends on the sterilization by the heat. Also, the sterilization is done by the pressure. Autoclave is able to sterilize even spores. As we know that spores are resistant to temperature or heat, but autoclave have that much of temperature, approximately 120 degrees centigrade, and this 120 degrees centigrade is enough to kill bacteria spores. So in the normal laboratory procedures, autoclave used frequently for the processes of sterilization. Third method for the sterilization of pharmaceutical products is filtration. By the filtration, sterilization can be done. It is something this like filter. If you pour one type of organisms, then smaller will escape and will collect in this particular vessel, while the larger organism will trap here. And this is how the filtration sterilization method works. Fourth method for the sterilization is ethylene oxide gas, and fifth one is gamma or electron radiation. These are 5 methods for the sterilization are given by the British Pharmacopoeia. Although we will discuss all these methods in very detail in our next lecture, for each method, the possible permutations of exposure conditions are numerous, but experience and product stability requirements have generally served to limit this choice. Next point in sterilization methods is nevertheless, it should be remembered that even the recommended methods and regimens do not necessarily demonstrate equivalent biocidal potential but simply offer alternative strategies for application to a wide variety of product types. In this particular section, that is in the sterilization methods, factors governing the successful use of these sterilizing methods will be covered and their application to pharmaceutical and medical products is also considered. Here you can see some methods and equipment used in that particular sterilization methods are given. Here sterilization is divided on two bases, that is thermal and non-thermal. In the case of thermal sterilization, first one is moist heat sterilization. The equipment used will be saturated steam autoclaves, superheated water autoclaves, and air over steam autoclaves. These all equipments are for the moist heat sterilization. Next comes method is dry heat sterilization. Equipment will be batch sterilization and next will be continuous tunnel sterilizers. When it comes to non-thermal sterilization methods, so first method is chemical cold sterilization. Equipment will be ethylene oxide, vaporized hydrogen peroxide, hydrogen peroxide or steam, and other gases. If method is a radiation sterilization, then equipment will be electromagnetic or particulate. When it comes to filtration method, then equipments are membranes. Membranes are used for the filtration method. So thank you guys for watching this session. We will discuss all these methods that we have seen an overview. All these methods we will discuss in detail in our next lecture. So stay connected with ITLS Academy. Follow ITLS Academy on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, WhatsApp, and also on LinkedIn. For latest videos and updates, subscribe ITLS Academy on YouTube and you can get it on Google Play Store. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe ITLS Academy. For any help or query, you can call us. Our helpline number 7080833450. You can also reach us on www.itlsacademy.com. Thank you very much again for watching.